There is little point in my leading the way if we haven't got what we require to hand.
This ox cart's bound for I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
Maybe I'll keep right here.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
As soon as my shift's done,
How might I be of assistance?
This ox cart's bound for the checkpoint. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due. Out of the car, all of you.
I grant you roaring flame.
seems your luck's run
Master, are you unharmed?
It's no easy thing, making a living.
Nice, juicy beast.
Say, you wouldn't happen to have seen a pretty stone lying about, would you? One befitting the name the Jadeite Orb. It was stolen from me while I was delivering it, and if Master Everard should find out, he'd wring my neck. 'Tis no exaggeration. He's had people killed before, more than a few, at that. To be quite truthful, I'd intended to sell off the Jadeite Orb and quit this place for good. Working under a man such as him, I'd only get chewed up till he decided to spit me out. That jewel was my last hope. Now it's gone. Unless you were to find it for me. Would you, sir? Oh, pray do a poor man a kindness.
The Jadeite Orb could be anywhere now.
Have you come from Vernworth? How the ancient battleground to the north is overrun with hordes of fell beasts, and so little are survivors anticipated that you'll find not even a checkpoint here. In times past, 'twas safe enough a night, when the monsters sleep, but no longer. Since a few days past, skeletons and phantoms have made this there. It could be that aught's befallen the cenotaph. I'd heard the spirits had calmed somewhat since 'twas erected. Say, if I cannot dissuade you from traversing the ancient battleground, would you consider passing by the cenotaph and making sure aught's aright with it?
What am I supposed to do about it?
Could it be aught's before? If I cannot dissuade you from...
What must needs be done?
Welcome, sir.
if you've a change of vocation in mind. After all, 'tis folly to linger on a single vocation when there are so many exciting methods of combat to be tried. Do come again. Fancy a look at my wares?
Well met, sir. How's the day treating you then? Well, hello there, sir. What can I do you for? Not that I really need to ask. Aye, there's always demand for weapons, particularly near the border, where quarrels occur every other day. Always a pleasure. Well met.
Have we any gold?
Well, aye, there's always demand for weapons. particularly near the border. Where quarrels occur. Always a pleasure.
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
Just about anywhere.
Over here, if you please.
Our destination is rather distant. Perhaps we ought to consider employing the services of an ox cart.
A most agreeable suggestion. Of course, the Arisen shall have the final say in the matter.
Not sure I can handle this.
I find that he turns loose.
This ox cart, I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
Well, this simplifies matters. We've already got what's required here in our possession.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
It seems we have embraced our foe.
Use their rage to our advantage.
Hold fast, Arisen! I shan't let you fall!
We must hurry. Let no harm befall the Arisen.
Gutless wander.
Continue our onslaught, and the behemoth will soon topple.
My master can true, and our quarry shall fall.
It's a foe worthy of us. Not save our best will live.
You're going to regret that.
And our foe shall soon be vanquished!
The tide of battle can turn in an instant. Let us end this quickly.
I don't fancy my chances.
Allow me. Wait a
I'm alive.
Tremendous work!
Let us try for the same result with our next attack. I grant you fire's blaze. Use it well.
No one can defend themselves when grappled like this.
You're like to grow overburdened. if you keep picking up every little trinket you find. Methinks we could move this boulder if we work together.
Shall we set it rolling?
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I'm up to the challenge.
We must not let down our guard.
You truly are formidable, Arisen.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe well and true.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
Tis pleasantly cool here, what with a canopy overhead.
Let us hope we make it through without incident.
True enough.
Was excellent! I could have done no better!
Focus. The battle continues.
Splendid.
This might be worth a read.
Shall we take a closer look?
Is that a statue I espy, over yonder?
We ought to take a closer look.
Goblins, Master! You're soft! Do try not to catch cold.
Impressive, Master!
We can ill afford to grow overprotected. But our foe is not yet routed.
That was certainly.
Our homecoming is at hand.
We are not truly safe, even here. Remain alert till we are within the city proper.
Right you are.
What might you be looking for?
When does my watch
It's just another day, same as the one before.
It's my back's back up.
Well met, Sim.
There's all else, she says.
Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Ah, I see you have a great sword with you. A fine weapon. You may now change your vocation to warrior, if you wish. If you would prefer to register a sorcerer, you will need to acquire an archer staff. Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Mark, you may now change your vocation as desired, sir. What's more, I bear glad tidings. 'Twould seem our arms shortage is at an end. I dare say the armory will be resupplied anon.
That was certainly worthwhile.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you.
Always a pleasure.
Come, I'll lead the way.
Where to now? Gather round, gather round!
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
Very well. I shall go on ahead.
Oof, that was close. We've arrived, just as planned.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it.
What should I do?
Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. Yes, sir. Ah, forgive me. If that's not the case, you are...
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
What to do? What to do? Boy, arisen! Say, have you heard about the state of the river? Do you know the river close by the church? Well, it's come to be full of muck and filth and all sorts. That's a problem for the church, as it draws from the river to make holy water. The water's so filthy that it's going to take twice the amount of gold ore to purify it. I was thinking you could help the priests by finding some gold ore. After all, it wouldn't be good for anyone if the church ran out of holy water. I was hoping you'd say that. Thanks ever so much. I'll help too. I'll look for gold ore every place I can think.
Now we seek gold ore. Though 'tis sold in shops, mining some ourselves might prove the better choice.
Right you are.
Such quietude is a blessing.
Flattering all day is tiring work.
I could use a bit of excitement in my life.
All this racket.
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the... foremost hospital. In all Vernworth. You know where to find me. But I'm certain there is one.
We have aught we need to deliver, do we not? Let us find the intended recipient.
We ought to make the delivery now, lest it should end up lost or misplaced.
True enough. We have arrived.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived, an unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It's started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet, something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet? Wow! This'll be plenty, I reckon. Thank you ever so much. Listen, I was talking to the priests, and apparently our troubles aren't over yet. Would you be willing to lend us a hand again, Arisen? Just one more time? Thanks. So, remember how I told you about the river by the church getting all mucky? Well, the grown-ups are saying it's gotten worse. Now lots of people who live nearby are falling sick. The priests have been treating everyone as best they can, but there's nowhere near enough medicine to go round. I want to help them, but I'm not sure what I can do. Apart from ask you, that is. Would you bring us some more medicine, Arisen? Oh, thanks, Arisen. What would we do without you? I'll talk to the priests in the meantime, see if there's anything useful I can do.
Now we've need of medicine. We can purchase it at shops, or make some ourselves by combining the ingredients.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Not yet. Fair enough.
Perfect spot for it.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Wouldn't say no to a nice, juicy beef.
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times, I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeard for them.
Wish I could go on an adventure.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the Gracious Hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. Oh, you've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught's amiss down in that basement, it must be the abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
True enough.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Splendid.
Can't remember the last time I had a proper
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir. I should like to see...
Understood. I will await you here, Arisen.
Having more of these to hand ought serve us well in battle.
Let us take care when and how we put them to use.
I was taught not to speak with
Oh, tell me I haven't got any fleas.
Suppose I can finish it tomorrow.
If I sleep on my woes, mayhap
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Thanks so much, but with so many sick, I reckon the priest could use a bit more than this.